consumers who want to have better choices in their lives.
Halal adalah nilai signifikan yang membezakan kita daripada negara-negara lain.
Trend untuk menjurus mencari barangan halal juga kepada orang-orang yang bukan Islam.
It is time for us untuk cari produk yang halal, baik suci untuk kita. Bukan saja makanan tapi juga produk luaran.
Masyarakat lebih celik lah tentang kehadiran ubat ataupun saliman halal ni.
Adakah masanya untuk kita memperkasakan TJ halal di Malaysia di kala pandemik ini?
Stories that tell and explain. More information on kinihalal.com.
Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Syilda Ismail and I'm very, very happy to be seeing you guys in Kini Halal Let's Talk Islamic Finance series, and it's brought to you by CIMB Islamic. So today's topic is very, very close to me as a digital marketing manager for Halal Integrated Platform, MDeC, because getting our SMEs and also entrepreneurs adopting digital or e-commerce, making the halal ecosystem comprehensive, faster, and also manageable. So today's topic for today's very evening is digital transformation. Are we ready for it? So today we'll be we're talking with experts and also dissecting digital transformation trends and framework in Malaysia. Hence, before this, we're talking about sales manual. So now from sales manual to digitalization to even artificial intelligence, enhancing your competitiveness. So the new normal now is, of course, digital economy. For the members of the floor now, if you have any questions, please write on the comments sections and I'll take up your questions later. All right. I would like to call upon Encik Muhammad Rizal K. Mohamad, who is the Director, Commercial Banking, CIMB Islamic Bank. Encik Rizal, apa khabar?
Alhamdulillah, baik.
Okay, Encik Rizal, maybe you can switch on your camera. Okay. So, hi, how are you doing? Okay, Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Apa khabar, Syilda?
Baik. Alhamdulillah. Okay, so now we also have from MDeC, we have Encik Mohamad Rizwan Affandi bin Abdul Rahim. He's the Director, Digital Adoption Department, Digital Economy Ecosystem Division, MDeC. Encik Rizwan, apa khabar?
Baik, Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Kenal saya.
Senyum manis je Encik Rizwan, macam banyak benda nak bercakap hari ni ya.
Kita tunggu, slow.
Kita tunggu, okay, slow. Alright. So kita mulakan first with Encik Rizal from CIMB Islamic. So perhaps you can tell us fundamentally, what is digital transformation and what are the requirements of digital transformation for SMEs, Rizal?
Okay. First of all, thank you, Puan Syilda and khabar, Brother Redzuan. Okay. It's good that we have this session, and in fact, I'm so glad that we are doing this through digital channel as well, right? So three of us are talking through this virtual so-called forum. Okay, there are a lot of things to be discussed when it comes to digital because it's a buzzword right now and it's a big thing. But probably we've been using this term very loosely. There are a lot of processes involved. And probably I can just share, feedbacks and some experience that we have as a financial institution through our engagement with customers and so on. I think first, probably we need to understand what does it mean by digitize, with the process of digitization. So that is the first step, the lower level of the process, whereby we convert our existing so-called analog process or manual process into a digital format. I think during the pandemic period, most of the institution companies, they are quite familiar with converting their hard copies into a PDF format, and some of them have started using the electronic signature. So those are the first steps, that you have digitized your so-called process. And even for banks, we have started this many years ago. Instead of sending the hard copy statement, and now it's through emails, you can download your statement and so on. So those are digitization process. That's a lower level. Then you go to the next step, is how you, the word of, to understand the word of digitalization is a digital transformation. So I mean, you are looking at transforming your business model into a different model that integrates all the business function through digital channel or digital process, right? So I mean, there are a lot of things that needs to be done when it comes to digital transformation and so on. So I think the question just now is what is digital transformation and what are the requirements, like Syilda? Okay. I think for business owners, I mean, I can share a small guide or tips for the business owners. I mean, this is just a guide. I mean, they are common sense. First, they really need to understand why they want to do this digitalization transformation. They need to understand why they want to do that. I mean, every business will have their own requirement, we have their own objective. So it can be for profitability, it can be for efficiency, it can be for customer engagement, right? Mm-hmm. So they have to understand why they want to start their digital journey. And then secondly, probably you need to do a lot of audit to your business so that you can understand where is your position. I mean, you can start to plan about digital journey and so on, but you have not seen some of your processes are still manual. So you need to understand your position, and you need to identify what are the main gaps that you need to digitize before you can embark on the digitalization transformation, right? And another part is, this is very key, because you have embarked on digital journey, but you need to look into your in-house capabilities.
Yes.
Whether your employees are ready. Are they familiar with IT solutions and so on? Do you have the right skill sets, even for the employee itself, right? So those are the 3 steps that I mean, they need to look into before they can embark on digital journey. And from there, they can craft or plan what is their strategy in terms of their digitalization or transformation of their business, looking at the model and whatnot, what are the targeted sectors or specific areas, objective that they wanted to achieve through this digitalization. And of course, the last step is to review whether you are on the right path or not. Because the good thing about digital, it provides you a lot of data, and it gives you, I mean, you can do a lot of analysis. I mean, mainly it's about your business insights so that you can make a good decision. So those are, I think, the 5 steps that business owners need to actually look at. I mean, just a simple guide before they can start their digital transformation journey. Thank you.
Okay, terima kasih Encik Rizal. I'm just a little bit questions from CIMB Islamic. Are these, like you mentioned, the audit, the in-house capability, the in-house talent, because financial institution is right now is beyond financial institution, bukan sekadar memberi pinjaman dan sebagainya. But do you guys do that kind of assessment?
Okay, I think maybe some of the audience have seen a short video just now. Of CIMB Islamic. So we actually have our partners for digitalization journey, and these are the partners that we bring in, and they are part of our SME outreach program,
Okay.
whereby we organize webinars, seminars, and some in the form of trainings to our customers. These are our engagement with our customers, particularly those SMEs. So we bring these partners to give them knowledge. This is beyond financing. Before they even come to financing solution, we bring all our partners to actually give them knowledge. But what are the available solution on the shelf that they can tap into? We have e-commerce platform, we have a HR solution, we have a delivery solution, we have some related to accounting applications and so on. So those are partners that are working closely with CIMB.
Yeah.
And these are, I mean, those applications are, I would say, the entry level in terms of cost and all is very minimal. Very minimal.
Okay, I'm going to go back to Rizal later. I'm going to talk about, all these SME partners juga. It's very, very interesting because misal lah kata lah some SME ataupun usahawan tu like no knowledge, zero knowledge, zilch knowledge, like or maybe they have a fear into digital transformation. Fret not, because in terms of CIMB Islamic, you guys have that in the pipeline, right? Okay, let's go back to Rizwan from MDeC. Rizwan, perhaps you can tell us, what are the based on your own experience and perception, what are the misconceptions of digital transformation that you hear?
Okay, thank you, Syilda. Thank you, Rizal, my colleague, and this forum. And it's like more of like a conversation that we're having today, lah. And coming back to your question, and I'm also intrigued by what Mr. Rizal shared just now. So before I go into your question, Syilda, maybe I just share a bit in terms of MDeC's perspective when it comes to digitalization. And I think again we agree that the digitalization terms has been used very loosely, and the challenge that we even have now, especially post-pandemic, because with pandemic and digital is now becoming almost like the new norm. And so by default, you have to use or you have to go digital. But then the challenge that we have now is that what is digital to you might not be digital to me. So you might define digitalization based on certain definition, but somebody else might have a different interpretation altogether when it comes to digitalization. But I would say we could probably agree, like what Mr. Rizal highlighted, that okay, the basic thing is actually to convert and or to shift from your traditional analog or manual and into some form of digital. So then probably you will be using your smartphone, and not just as a phone, but as a mini computer. And so instead of just for communication purposes, and you'll be using it for more than just communication purposes. So these are the things that I think, again, when coming back to the question, the myth, the misconception, and what is digital to you might not be digital to me. How do we define, or how do we actually synchronize so that everybody is on the same page? So in MDeC, what we're doing now, we have programs like 100 Go Digital. So what we're trying to do now is actually we're trying to address these challenges, not because these challenges actually goes back to even government agencies and even parties like MDeC, SME Corp, banks. How do we actually effectively assist the SMEs? And if we do not know what level of digitalization they are, so how can we actually offer them the right solutions? So from digitization, actually before we go into digital transformation, and what we have in mind is probably the start of the so-called business digitalization journey. So from digitization, because normally when it comes to digitization, is shifting from analog to some form of digital. And so instead of using typewriter, now you're using computer. Instead of using the traditional phone, you're now using smartphone. So that is from moving from traditional and into digital form. But then that is probably not yet the digitalization.
Yeah.
So in fact, some report indicated that 77% of Malaysian MSME is still at basic digitalization, meaning that we are still using, or SMEs are still using, basic computing facilities. And yes, they are not yet digitalized. So for them to move into a mode of active digitalization, this is where they have to look at their business model and start looking at which aspect or which component of their business model that they need to digitalize first. So that will involve some form of changing of business processes, and some form of making sure that basically the end game is to make sure that businesses can really reap the benefit of digitalization. Once they started that journey and they see that actually, okay, this is something that will benefit me further, and the digital transformation is the stage where they can actually get even exploring of new opportunities. So with digital transformation, it's not operating business like you used to do.
Yep.
So it's actually transforming and entirely your business and into a digital form, and that will involve you exploring new market opportunities. It can even unlock new opportunities for the businesses. So these are the things when it comes to digital transformation stage. So yeah, I think that's the from the perspective how we are looking at it. And again, if we apply this into different sectors, then there will be different approach.
Yeah.
So again, there's no one size fits all solution. And if we talk about retail F&B, probably okay, we can say 5 steps. And then if we talk about professional services segment, then probably the steps could be more or could be lesser. So these are the things that again something that we still need to work with industry players, with other agencies and other stakeholders. This is a new challenge even for government on how we want to help businesses, SMEs in Malaysia to get digitalized. So yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Encik Rizwan. Okay, so coming back to Encik Rizal, so your experience meeting up with all these SMEs dan usahawan kan, perhaps you can also tell us how will small companies and enterprises know or assess themselves whether they are on the right path of digital transformation. I think it's a continuation of what you have mentioned just now. Tadi, the requirement tadi. Silakan, Rizal.
Yeah, I mean those common sense that steps that they have to look at before they even start the digital transformation is they need to understand why they wanted to do this, right? So I think mostly this is typical of businessmen. I mean, probably the main objective is probably to improve profitability, right? Could be for their business growth. And now they are looking about business not only to make profit, but also to sustain in the market. Probably they want more market share, or probably the main objective is to improve, I mean, the efficiency, productivity, and so on. So it relates back to why they wanted to have this digital journey so that they can achieve those objectives. So if, let's say, for example, most companies have jumpstart, I would say, during the pandemic area. And I would say, in my opinion, probably most of them do it because of the survival during that period. When the shops are closed due to the MCO, they still need to reach out to the customers and so on. And that's why they have started their so-called digital journey by having their products on the e-commerce platform, right? So those are the objective that they wanted to achieve. So good thing about going into digital through all these applications or system solutions, it provides the data and the analysis that give full insights about the business. For example, let's say we take the F&B or the kedai makan, right? Kedai makan. So, for example, they have started those point of sale system and whatnot.
Yeah.
Right. So that monitors, they would know, okay, what is the turnaround time from the kitchen to the table. They would know which one is the hot selling product, which one is actually selling those, is it those high margin product or low margin products. They would know how many customers during the peak hours, what are the number of customers during low season, and so on. So those information is provided when you are in the so-called digitalization model, and you will have those information. So when you embark into this journey, you should make use of those information and make a business decision. And when those information is given to you, you probably have a different way of looking at your inventory. You can do a lot more sale to push a lot of your high margin products, and you can see from your financial performance. So if you have started the digital journey, and yet whatever objective that you has in mind has not achieved, right? But if you're saying that, oh, I'm looking at last time the delivery time takes about 20 minutes, now it's shortened to 10 minutes. My inventory now is more efficient, right? I'm selling more high margin products as compared to last time. So I'm putting more waiters during the peak season, those kind of things. So those are the things that actually reflects what are the benefits from the digital model. So whether they are on the right path or they are not on the right path. So these numbers in terms of performance and whatever objective that they have set earlier should actually tells them, indicates whether they are moving in the right direction or they are not moving in the right direction. Probably they need to recalibrate and so on. So I think those numbers, those information, the business insight from the digital will tell the business owners whether they are on the right path or not.
Okay, thank you so much, Cik Rizal. Okay, moving on to Cik Rizwan. Do you think SMEs in Malaysia are taking proactive measures in their digitalization transformation journey? Okay, I think this is purely hypothetically. Most SMEs today do not have to be convinced to digitalize, because due to pandemic has put business on halt, and you have to embrace digitalization. But I think they would rather know how fast can they do it. And kalau usahawan ni, we'll talk about cost. How much is it? Betul tak? Perhaps you can tell me about that.
Yeah, coming back to what I mentioned earlier, and post-pandemic and with pandemic, I think people, even businesses, business owners, they are aware that digital is not by default. You have to go digital. So digital is new norm. You have to be digital by default. Again, what is digital to you might not be digital to me. And so some people, maybe, for example, this is real cases, and before pandemic, they can sell, say, for example, somebody who's selling soup and soup utara, for example. So before pandemic, sitting down customers is about, say, 900 bowl of soups that they can sell. But with digital, and the moment they were forced to start going digital, they said, yeah, we can survive, but we can only sell maybe 2,000 bowl of soup per day compared to 9,000 bowl of soups and previously using traditional model. So some of them might not see the benefit of digitalization, because I can't sell 9,000 if like what I used to do. So these are the things, and of course, again, this is something, a situation where we need to actually give the understanding that it is not digital taking over the traditional form, and it's just that now digitalization or digitization of your business will complement whatever businesses or business function that you have been conducting all this while. So last time, if you can sell 9,000 bowl of soups, and by having your customer coming over to your restaurant shop, but maybe post-pandemic, you can even have 9,000 of sitting in, and an additional 3,000 through online booking. So these are the things that sometimes we need to manage the understanding and the perception of the business owner. So on that note, again, whether the business owners are proactive, whether they want to get themselves digitalized or not, sometimes based on their experience, maybe they do not approach it the right way, so they might have bad experience. But that should not stop them from getting themselves digitalized. Some people maybe make use of WhatsApp for business and they're happy. They can sell a lot of things. And some people even probably go on social media and IG, Facebook, and able to sell. But then the thing that we want to tell them now is actually there's a lot more opportunities. We can even further unlock the opportunities by continuing the digitalization journey. You might have used digital marketing tools to market your product, but then if you go further, and so what else? What are the other solutions? What are the steps that you should take? And in terms of looking at other digital solutions that could benefit your business, expand your market, reduce your cost, and maybe even some operational efficiencies can be attained from adoption of these new solutions. So these are the things I would say again on profiling. That's something that we need to look at. And I think when it comes to say the role of government agencies, whatnot, is actually to help businesses to have much better understanding, so they can be even more proactive, even correct some of the misconception or some of the bad experience that they had. So satu bad experience doesn't mean that it will be bad all the way. So maybe you start on the wrong footing, but we can help you and tell you, okay, what was wrong? Okay, let's amend this and see how we can help you to really benefit from digitalization.
Okay, thank you, Encik Rizal. So coming back to Encik Rizal, I'm sure we were talking about, how do we do it, do it fast and a fraction of the cost, kan? The cost has always been the primarily issue. Mungkin Rizal boleh cerita what are the challenges faced by these usahawan and SMEs in order to transform their businesses to fit into the current trend?
Okay. I think I like what has been shared by Brother Redzuan just now. Okay. Cerita pasal sup utara tu kan.
Sup utara.
Hujan-hujan ni pun sedap juga dengar cerita sup utara. Okay. The thing is, I mean, if they have the knowledge about digitalization and they can understand what the value that will bring to their business, of course, they have to be very clear what they wanted to do with their business if they want to start the digitalization or digital transformation. Yeah. So the question is, what are the current challenges faced by the business owners? I think the question number one, I mean, the primary question is whether they have the willpower to do that. They need to have knowledge, right? So that they can understand what the value through this digitalization will bring to their business. Macam tadi cerita sup utara tu, buat 9,000, lepas tu after that, I mean, they're still getting the same result probably. They need to explore, I mean, they need to capitalize. But if they have the knowledge, and for example, I've shared earlier, we have SME partners for CIMB Islamic and CIMB Bank. You know that for e-commerce platform, it started with a monthly subscription as low as less than 200, I mean 60 ringgit.
Betul?
It's very low entry level. I mean, to have a HR solution, it's like, I mean, the light version is like 2 ringgit per month.
Betul?
I mean, those shouldn't be the main issue for them to embark on digital journey, because all these applications on the shelf are relatively cheap. I mean, low cost application. I mean, for entry level to start with, to get familiar and so on. But the main question is they need to understand. So I think financing of course, I mean, that will be secondary, but the primary is they need to understand the value of digital. And then secondly, I think they also need to understand from their point of view whether they have the knowledge and whether the employee have the right skill set to embrace into this digital journey. Okay, because I think during pandemic, most of the business And even institution, we are reactive to that situation. But right now, Cik Rizwan cakap, it's no longer an option. It's already default.
Yeah.
So now the business owners, whether you want to still react to this or you need to be proactive. You can't be reactive, you have to be proactive.
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen some small shops doing, it's a music class, class. Okay, they are proactive in the sense that they have started the virtual or online class before the COVID. Okay, they wanted to give the flexibility to the student. You have difficulty with your logistics, you don't have transport to come to the music class and whatnot. So you can opt for this option. So they are giving something valuable to their students. So you have the option. If you cannot come, you can opt for virtual class. So when COVID hits in 2020, their business is doing well because they have reacted to that much earlier. So they can quickly shift to the online class and continue their business.
Yeah.
So the question now, whether they understand all these values. So some of the younger generation business owners, probably they understand very well. They are familiar with the IT solutions. So they are not afraid to start this digital journey. And they don't have a lot of challenges to start this. But probably a different generation will have some difficulties to understand. So sometimes they are being in denial. Oh, I don't need this, right? So I'm okay with my business right now, right? So those are the main challenges. But I think if they want to go into digital, the entry level for digital journey and whatnot is not that expensive. It's not that expensive. It's just that you need to have the right skill set within you and your employees, and you need to have to do the good knowledge and understand what the value will bring into their business.
Okay. Encik Rizal, nanti I want you to somehow share us, if some of your clients or your testimonial, no need to disclose the company, but perhaps you can tell us their digital journey if you have. Lepas ni, boleh?
InsyaAllah, try.
Okay. All right. So going back to Encik Rizal pula. So, innovation capabilities are one of the scope of digital transformation for SMEs. So what needs to be done? Adakah web presence tu dulu? Adakah digital marketing tu dulu? Adakah do I need to jump into e-commerce? What is it, Rizwan?
Okay, the term innovation capabilities alone is actually is a very, I would say, very wide, and the terms may be scared away already some of our SMEs. So let me just maybe touch on the basic again. I think coming back to the our SMEs, I mentioned earlier that there's no one size fits all solution. I think even Cik Rizal pun highlighted that different kind or different background of business owners, and they will have different probably understanding and readiness level. So I think we have to appreciate, acknowledge that, but then how do we actually help them to address the situation? So of course, business owner or most of the business owners, we have, I mean, all business owner. Let me correct myself. That all business owner have certain vision, and that vision is basically to grow their business. And so, but in terms of doing it, and they might have certain skills, and they will rely on others. So the business owner will have to put together a team to basically for him or her to be able to run the business. So whether it's a small, micro, normally then you have to put pieces together, how you're going to source for the product, and then how you're going to sell, and who's going to help you with the operation. So maybe I should highlight that, I mean, before pandemic, there was this bestseller book written by Jim Collins, The Good to Great books. And so those who have not read probably should go and look at the book. This is something that was published back in 2000, if I'm not mistaken, about 2004. The book came out. So Jim Collins actually highlighted that in order for businesses to survive and to thrive, and number one, you have business leaders need to find the right person, the right team members. And so sometimes you might not have the technical knowledge, and you know it, that you don't have the technical knowledge. So you need to find somebody who can help you with that. And of course, in the book, I'm not going to go into detail, but in the book, if you look at the model, and eventually he said technology as accelerator. So how you actually pick which kind of technology to help you accelerate your business. And you have the right people, you assemble the right team, then you can start your business. But if you want to accelerate, then you have to make use technology. So that was pre-pandemic. Pandemic actually accelerated the adoption. But then whether people adopted it the right way, I think that's the other issue. Coming back to innovation capabilities, I think the main challenges that I'm seeing now is actually businesses don't have the right team talent to help them digitalize. Take for example, tour operators. So they know that, okay, now tourism with new post-pandemic is actually a new form of tourism, new landscape altogether. So you have to even put your content online. But I don't know how to put content online. And I can take video, I can take photo, but how to edit, how to make it something
aesthetically and nice,
aesthetically nice, all those. So the business owner might not have that skills. So I think this is where, for example, like MDeC, we have programs like, for example, Malaysian in Workforce. And in fact, we even have grant now. I mean, those who listen here can even browse to mdec.my/mywit, MYWIT, and we even provide grants for SMEs and to equip themselves with the right talent. So I think maybe talent is the first part, even before you go to and start looking at, okay, what are the tools and technology?
Okay, right. Okay, so meaning to say talent before tools, yeah? All right. So moving on to Rizal pula. Okay, coming back again, tadi kita cerita pasal talent first before the tool. Again, tools. Does bank like CIMB Islamic Bank offers any products or services specifically tailored to the needs of SMEs in this digital journey?
Okay. How do we approach our SME community? We base on 3 pillars. I mean, for SME, we have SME Transact, and this is to facilitate with the accounts, with the transactions, the banking services, and we have online for customers. It's under BIS channel. So this online transaction banking for the customers. And secondly, we have our SME partners, of which we have shared earlier. We have those partners from multiple disciplines, covering from e-commerce platform, accounting applications, HR solutions, delivery solutions. So those are partners that we work closely. And with that, we also, of course, we will have our financing schemes for our SME community. So CIMB is one of the active and leading participating bank with Bank Negara. We are championing a lot of targeted scheme launched by Bank Negara. And one of them is specifically targeted for the SMEs to embark into digital transformation.
Okay.
So this financing scheme is called SME Automation and Digitalization Facility Scheme. So the financing can go up to 3 million, as minimum as 75,000, up to 3 million. The tenure of financing is up to 10%, and the profit rate is 4% fixed throughout the tenure. And this is fully Sharia compliant facility. So the purpose of financing is targeted for SME to purchase equipments, IT solution, hardware and software. So basically is to equip SME community if they want to start their digital transformation journey. So we have this available on the CIMB, and do visit our CIMB touch points, and we can bring all those 3, the transaction, the partners, and also the financing solution to the SME segment. Okay.
Okay, Rizal, so if anybody who is interested, those are, watching us today, so how do we touch base with you or the commercial or the CIMB Islamic Bank on these SME partners? in the scheme? Yeah, sorry.
We have the Biz Ready at CIMB.com.
Okay.
So that is our channel to get through from all sorts of customers, potential customers that need more information. So we have this proposition specifically for SMEs under the Biz Ready. So Biz Ready covers a lot in terms of giving knowledge and also consultation for the SMEs. We have Biz Ready for Halal.
Yeah.
Yep. We have Biz Ready for Green, who wanted to start sustainability.
Sustainability, yeah.
In fact, we also have Micro Biz Ready. That's to engage all those startups and smaller ones in terms of guiding them what needs to do. Some of them don't even understand in terms of they need to split accounts, still running business on personal account, those kinds. So we do have all those, we call it a SME outreach program, so under the Biz Ready. So they can reach out to us at bizready@cimb.com.
Okay, thank you so much, Rizal. Moving on to Redzuan pula. Perhaps if you were telling us to browse to your MDeC, and that's grants and facilities and also initiatives done by MDeC. Perhaps you will also tell how does MDeC, done in boosting SMEs digital transformation.
Okay, thank you, Syilda. Just now, I left you to say that talent first, but I actually did not say yes or no.
So, okay, all right.
So basically, there's no right or wrong answer. Yes, again, if you refer to the author Jim Collins on the Good to Great, he mentioned that you need to find the right person if you do not know. So especially business owner, if you do not know, go and seek help, get somebody who knows to advise you on how to start your digitalization journey. So if you don't know and who knows about this, come over to MDeC. So at MDeC, actually, we have our 100 Go digital program. So through 100 Go digital program, you can browse to mdec.my. 100, it's actually 100 Go digital. And so we want 100% SME to go digital. So on that particular platform, we will actually help you to profile yourself. And because sometimes business owners do not know what they do not know. So we will help you to know what you do not know, and also for us to know how can we actually help you. So through our program 100 Go Digital, we will be able to then guide you. We have 100 Go Digital coaching and mentoring session. So that's coming soon. That we're gonna start that program soon. And I think about a couple of days ago, 2 days ago, the Prime Minister announced the Malaysia Digital Initiative. So under Malaysia Digital Initiative, one of the things that we want to do, or we want to even accelerate in doing, is actually to accelerate the digital adoption by businesses. So moving forward, we are planning and already in discussion with several parties to even reach out to businesses, SME in states. So we're going to have our MD, Malaysia Digital Dialogue, so that we can have conversation with the SMEs in states. And so we're going to go down and to reach out to you guys. And for you guys to then come over and seek advice from our, I'm not going to say MDeC, just MDeC, but we're going to bring in partners. And so MDeC and partners, we will be there to basically assist you in starting or in even making sure that you embark digitalization in more effective ways. So that's one thing that we are also planning to do. And in MDeC, we actually look at not only digitalization as in the normal adoption of normal digital solutions, but we also look at new disruptive trends, models, and technologies that is changing the way businesses are being conducted. So example, like during pandemic, people discovered that, okay, we need to engage all these digital platforms so that we can make sure that our produce or our services can be delivered to the customer. So all this, say example, sharing economy or gig economy models, and this is, I mean, it's not just about facilitating adoption, but to provide understanding and to the SMEs, and in terms of how should you actually adopt and what kind of solutions that actually fits you. Because some businesses, and example like nowadays, people talk about, okay, everybody must be on the green or the pink. And but actually, it's not just about being on the green or the pink, and it's actually about, okay, what kind of logistic requirements that you need. So then actually we can pinpoint and highlight, okay, actually apart from whatever that you know, and there are actually other solutions or other services, platforms, and for you to really benefit from this platform, this is what you need to understand. Example like logistic services. Last time we sent something, it will reach to our customer maybe in 2-3 days time. But now the innovative or the new business model is that same day delivery. Can I send something? Can I order something? Can I get it the same day? So these are new models that SME needs to understand, because this would be the game changer probably for your business.
Okay, thank you so much, Rizwan. All right, coming back to Rizal, if you were to share your testimonial stories coming from your client, and also, Rizal, when the these SMEs, when they digitalize their business functions, they tend to somehow outsource the solutions, perhaps due to their weak internal capacities and also capabilities, or perhaps the cost. So what do you think? Is this outsourcing strategy is good for SMEs in order to to go towards digital transformation?
Okay, thank you. But before that, I just put on the chat. This is how to reach to CIMB, the biz ready at CIMB.com, so that whoever interested to start the digital and to get some consultation or financing advice from CIMB can reach out to us, biz ready at CIMB.com. Okay, there are two parts of your question. One is to share from our customers, right? Okay.
I love stories.
Okay. So I think this is a very simple one, and I think this is, could have happened to a lot of our customers as well. So we started this SME outreach program to the micro enterprise, and we have our own mentors in doing the coaching program as well. So they are partnered with, they started their so-called like an induction program together with our SME partners to set up the e-commerce platform, so that we can reach out to more markets, and they can sell their product maybe nationwide. So some of the micro businesses pandai kakak-kakak ni, kuih-kuih yang dia orang buat, or the cookies and all that, sangat sedap. But the thing is, they don't know how to market their product. So through our partners, of course, they'll be more presentable in the online. They have, there are techniques to how to take the photos of your cookies, the packaging, and how to put it online very nicely so that people can easily see, and how to take orders and whatnot. So they have started that, through the 3 months of the program. And Alhamdulillah, right now, they are doing, the growth has been double digit.
Wow, okay.
So they have explored more markets other than just Klang Valley. So that is a simple success story from kakak doing the cookies, but they can reach out to more markets through digital platform, right?
Okay, Alhamdulillah.
So on the second part, whether they should outsource or not, that relates to that story. Of course, the kakak just now does not have the technical capabilities. Macam Cik Rizwan cakap tadi, if you don't know, you have to ask someone who actually know. Who have the expertise to do all those, the how to transform your business digitally and so on. And in fact, some of the application that's available is relatively cheaper. So I think it depends on the business journey. For example, if let's say a company doing halal food, started with one simple product, wants to go into market. But of course, the long-term plan of this company is I want to bring a wider range of halal products. I want to have a set of halal products covering F&B, pharmaceutical, cosmetic, or even fashion, right? So probably the long-term plan is, I want to even have my own e-commerce platform that is specifically on halal market. I want to go into international markets, right? So probably if you're going into that journey, I mean, along the way, probably you need to have your own. You need to have your own because you are going big, right? But for the entry level to most of the businesses, in my opinion, I think it's a lot cheaper and a lot easier for them to just outsource and get the application up and running. Otherwise, they'll be spending a lot of time, Cik Rizwan, to the planning lah, design lah, apalah, semua dah start lagi. So, I mean, there are a lot of good solutions and they can reach out to CIMB BizReady again so that we have all the partners. There'll be a lot of good application out there that they can actually outsource, and they can start immediately with their businesses on digital platform.
Okay, thank you so much, Rizal. Okay, we have already been discussing almost 15 minutes of the time. So Rizal, perhaps it will be the last question coming from myself. What do SMEs need to do to make their digital transformation successful?
Okay, that's actually not an easy question, because again, how you measure success differs from one to another. And business owners, again, I think when they say, okay, they have successfully digitalized or participate in digitalization, I think that's still very much subjective. But then let me probably share this in terms of success. Actually, you cannot attain it just by yourself. You have to work closely with other parties, and you have to bring on board stakeholders or engage stakeholders like MDeC, like CIMB Bank and others, because again, this is something that we term as a journey. So if you take the path, or if you start traveling and go in this journey, and on this journey, if you go by yourself, you'll be tired, because sometimes you get lost, sometimes you do not know whether you actually heading toward the right path or not. So engage people like us here, MDeC. Of course, I will promote MDeC, and because we can help you guys and businesses out there. Yeah, because this journey is not somebody that, I mean, you cannot travel by yourself. You have to travel together with others. So MDeC on our side, and we are here to help SMEs to get themselves, to get yourself digitalized. And in terms of, I would say, a measure of success, again, it depends on how you want to measure. But we even look at how can we even push and reap the benefit of digitalization. E-commerce, in example, I think through our initiatives, we have actually hit or even deliver more than the initial target. So in terms of, for example, like the sales, and it's more than 1 trillion already. Prime Minister announced that during the launch of MD, and we're looking at now based on e-commerce, and how can we actually help the sectors that are still in recovery mode, example like tourism sector, even looking at our agro food industry, and we have issue with cost of food, rising cost of food, and how can we actually work out together with MAFI and with MOTEC on tourism, and to make sure that we can deliver some of these produce solutions and to the consumer through digital, so that number one, maybe we can reduce the cost, and second, make sure that businesses be able to gain the benefit from digitalization. So yeah, come over to mdec.my and look for a business. There's a business segment, and there's a lot of programs that we have ranging from 100 Go Digital. We have also programs for those who wants to look at sharing economy models. We also going to have, and we're going to announce soon, our programs on e-commerce and a campaign that which we used to have annually, and to help businesses and to digitalize, and not just digitalize, to start embarking on this long journey of digitalization. Again, the nature of technology is actually disruptive, and whatever that we know today, and it might not be the same in next couple of years. So these are some, or even months. So this is where again the importance of engaging, staying close with stakeholders. We're not saying that we know everything, but at least we are here, and we actually looking at all this disruptive technology and whatnot. So we might be able to at least send signals and advise that, okay, guys, these are the things that you need to be aware of, and we can be more ready as a team, as Malaysians, when it comes to embracing digital technology.
Okay, thank you so much, Rizwan. Okay, so I think we have already come up to 5 o'clock already. Perhaps we can have to the last round where Rizal and Rizwan, saying your last word. Rizal?
Okay, we always welcome our SME community to start their digital journey, and we always wanted CIMB Group would be the preferred choice for them to get all the knowledge and get all the assistance for their digital journey. And with that, because we are talking about digital, so I've also posted our URL for the chat box so that they can quickly click and straight away go into those information that I've shared earlier in more details. We are talking about SME transact, SME partners, and SME financing. So I think they can get a lot of insights from CIMB with regards to their digital journey. Thank you, KiniHalal, as well.
Okay, thank you so much, Rizal. Rizwan? Kata-kata semangat coming from
kata-kata semangat. When it comes to fundamental of digital, and we have Malaysia Digital, and follow us, come to MDeC, we have our Facebook, we have our website, and with a lot of information and for businesses out there. And the fundamental of digital is actually ICT, and we used to know that ICT stands for Information Communication Technology, but actually that is changing. It is already changing. I not necessarily means information. I can also be interactive. I can also be intelligent. C not only have to be communication. C can also be creative. C can be all sorts of other things. And so there's a lot more than just communication when it comes to digital. And technology, it's not just technology, it's also about tools, it's also about trends. And so there's a lot more than just technology. So whatever that we have, the laptop, the computer, the iPad, the phone, and it's not just tools. And there's a lot more that actually can be done. And if we know how to really leverage on the ICT. And so it's more than just information communication technology. There's a lot more, but yeah, I'm just gonna leave that for you guys to think of. And if you want to know better, and come to MDeC, follow MDeC. We have a lot more to share.
Okay, thank you so much, Encik Rizwan Affandi. Okay, that's all we have for this session for KiniHalal. Thank you so much for the panelists, and thank you so much for the viewers out there. Do stay tuned for more updates on KiniHalal. Okay, coming back to the question, are we ready? So as I believe that digital technology is no longer, as what Encik Rizwan also has reiterated, is no longer the future or the past. It is the reality of today. So, as we know, our Prime Minister has also launched the Malaysia Digital. It could be or would be the clear signal to the world that Malaysia is also ready to be the forefront of the global digital economy. Okay, with that, I'm Syilda Ismail. Assalamualaikum and thank you.
Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rizwan.
consumers who want to have better choices in their lives.
Halal adalah nilai signifikan yang membezakan kita daripada negara-negara lain.
Trend untuk menjurus mencari barangan halal juga kepada orang-orang yang bukan Islam.
It is time for us untuk cari produk yang halal, baik suci untuk kita, bukan saja makanan tapi juga produk luaran.
Masyarakat lebih celik lah tentang kehadiran ubat ataupun saliman halal ni.
Adakah masanya untuk kita memperkasakan CJ halal di Malaysia di kala pandemik ini?
Stories that tell and explain. More information on kinihalal.com.